What's up, YouTube? The MetaChaser 13X here, and as I said in the last video, this video is going to be pertaining to EV training, in translation, effort values, in case you don't know what EV stands for. Um, I'm going to be going over how to EV train, certain stats that you want, and items that you need to hold in order for EV training to be a lot more successful. So I'm going to get started right now. Okay, so how to EV train basically means, to make a long story short, you gotta beat Pokemon that give out certain effort values. For example, in the list that you are about to see here, a Patrat, after you defeat it in battle, gives off one effort value point. Now, it takes a total of four effort value points to include one stat point. So if you want to, say if you have 200 attack at level 100 and you beat four Patrats, then your attack goes up to 201, your attack stat that is. Um, Perleon, or however you pronounce it, gives one speed EV. So again, you want to beat four of those to get one stat speed stat point. Sorry about that. Um, as for Muna, great for giving you HP EVs. Roggenrola, one defense EV for every time you beat it. Now Sigilif gives off two special attack EVs, which is pretty nice. And you can find them in the resort desert, or in the desert resort. Sorry about that. Oh my god, I'm getting mixed up left, right, and center here. Um, and as for the last one, Gothita, which is exclusive to Pokemon Black only, gives one special defense EV. Now, if you think that that's all it takes for EV training, well, think again, because there are certain items that you need in order for your EV training to essentially be doubled in half the time. So, with that said, let's get started with the items. The items for success in EV training. Okay, so a lot of you may already know, EV training was introduced in third generation Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, Fire Red, and Leaf Green. Now, back then, only the Macho Brace existed, which doubles the EVs gained after every battle. But in fourth generation, there were much better EV training items to be used. For example, the power weight. At the end of each battle, one-on-one, uh, not only do you get 4 HP EVs, but you also get the respective EVs from the Pokemon that you battle. For example, you want to battle, as I said, a Muna or an Audino, which, by the way, gives off 2 HP EVs. Sorry about that. You'd be getting a total of 6 HP EVs. That's a total of 1.5 hit points. Oh my god. That was weird. Anyways, the Power Bracer gives 4 attack EVs plus the respective EVs that you gain from battling whatever Pokemon there is. Power Belt, 4 defense EVs. Power Lens, 4 special attack EVs. Power Band, 4 special defense EVs. And Power Anklet, 4 speed EVs. Now, the only setback for holding these items is that your speed is cut in half. It's not permanent though, because once you remove it, it's basically as if your speed was never cut in the first place. So I think that fourth gen really upgraded and improved by giving us the choice of using these power items. Now, also, ever since the first generation, there were a thing called vitamins, such as, your carbs, which gives speed EVs, your protein for attack EVs. I'm not going to really go into detail with those because a lot of you probably already know about those by now. Um, but ever since third generation, they give 10 EVs, and you could not go past 100 EVs if you were using strictly vitamins. Um, but that's where the EV training itself comes into play. So if you want to cut the EV training time down, then I highly recommend that you purchase the respective vitamins that you want to have pertaining to the stats that you're trying to upgrade and power up. For example, an Infernape. My ideal EV spread is 252 in attack, 252 in speed, and 6 into HP. And by the way, ever since third generation, you cannot go past 510 EV points in total. Otherwise, your Pokemon is illegal, illegitimate, and it's just not fair to the other people who you battle. Um, so don't be a noob and have 252 EVs in every single stat to try and pull a sly and cheap victory over your opponents. Try and pull the wool over their eyes. Because I actually seen a video featuring Shofu battling some hacker who didn't even know what the hell he was doing, and it's just like I'm just like seriously, there's players out there that would stoop so low and cheat. Now, even though it's just a game, I do not like cheaters. Just throwing it out there. Um, but segueing a little bit, uh, that this isn't the end of the EV training video. There are items that, in case you get EVs in the stat that you do not want, there are items, or in translation, berries, that you can use to take away your EV points that you do not want. Say, again, if you're training an Infernape, you don't want to add defensive EVs because it totally takes away from its sweeping abilities. So that's enough rambling on about that. Let's move on to the next part of the video, okay? Items for EV training, part 2. Alright guys, so I know before I said that I wasn't going to go over, the vitamins that give you EVs for specific stats, but just in case by chance you don't know what they are right off the bat, I'm going to tell you them anyways. So for example, HP ups gives you 10 HP EVs. Protein, as I said before, gives you 10 attack EVs. Iron gives you 10 defense EVs. Calcium, 10 special attack EVs. Zinc, 10 special defense EVs. And Carbos, 10 speed EVs. So I just sort of wanted to touch on that right quick for the satisfaction and benefit of all those who are watching this video. Um, as for the items that I mentioned before that drop your EVs just in case you happen to battle the wrong Pokemon or get EVs that you don't want in your stats, or you change your mind halfway through, want to mix up your Pokemon sets or whatever. Uh, the Pomeg berry minuses 10 HP EVs, and by the way, these berries were introduced in third generation. Um, the Kelpsie berry minuses 10 attack EVs. The Qualot berry minuses 10 defense EVs. The Hondu berry minuses 10 special attack EVs. The Greppa berry minuses 10 special defense EVs. And the Tomato berry, or I think that's how it's pronounced, gives minus 10 speed EVs, or no, takes away 10 speed EVs. And I just want to say that for all those who have seen the tomato berry, it kind of looks like a red landmine, or one of those mines that you find chained up in the water, something like that. I don't know where I was going with that there. Now, I just want to say on a side note, before, like in the first part of the video, when I mention some Pokemon that give specific EVs. For those that got Pokemon White, and as you know, Gothita is not exclusive to that version. It's exclusive to Black. Don't fret because there's a Pokemon by the name of Frillish who gives one special defense EV, but every time you beat it. So, if you still want to put EVs into special defense of certain Pokemon, you can. Um, Also, to touch base right quick on in fifth generation, there were items called wings that are found only on Driftvale's drawbridge. Um, Now, these really don't do much whatsoever. They only give one EV for every time you use it. Um, but I guess for the interest and curiosity of those that want to know what kind of wings these are, then I'll tell you. The health wing gives 1 HP EV, the muscle wing 1 attack EV, resist wing 1 defense EV, the genius wing 1 special attack EV, the clever wing 1 special defense EV, and the swift wing 1 speed EV. Now, I really don't find these are really of that significant use, but I guess they can be. Like, if you come so close to getting the amount of EVs that you want, that you just have to have that one or two more EV boosts to make it all good, to make it all even, then I guess these would play a pretty significant factor in them too. Um, I also just want to touch base right quick on the Pokerus, which is a Pokemon virus, and it's very, 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 very rare. Like, I cannot emphasize enough how rare it is. Um, and what that does is it basically negates the ability, like, for the need for you to hold an item. And for every Pokemon that you beat, say again, you beat a Muna or a Roggenrola, which gives only one EV for their respective stats, it doubles it. So you'd be getting two EVs from battling Pokemon that would give one EV from any stat. And also, on a quick note, a lot of you may know of the Pokemon Victini that you get on Liberty Island in Pokemon Black and White. It gives 3 HP EVs, so if you want to train real hard on getting more HP, then you battle Victini, and the thing is, it's not a one-time battle. You knock it out, you leave the room, you come back, it's there again. The only time that a Pokemon is no longer there is obviously when you catch it. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Um, I think that's basically, I covered everything about EV training. If I didn't, leave a comment below, and I will make a video that is in addition to this one here. And also, just to give big ups to the website Pokemon.Marriland.com, it has helped me so much with things like team building, EV training, item use, etc. I think Marriland is like the czar when it comes to Pokemon. Um, and no disrespect to all those out there who are really awesome Pokemon players or fans or whatever, but come on, you got to give credit where credit's due. Marriland, he is a famous YouTuber. Look him up. He's freaking amazing, and he knows his stuff. So that basically is it for my EV training video. I certainly hope you enjoyed it, and hope that you got what I was saying because I explained it to the best of my abilities. Uh, and if this video still confuses you, or if you're still confused on EV training, go to Pokemon.Marriland.com. I will leave a link below in the description so that you can go right to it after seeing this video. Thanks a lot, YouTube, and sayonara.